Crowds reacting outside the Supreme Court as the decision is read overturning Roe v. Wade and the constitutional right to an abortion. Thanks so much for joining us here at 6. I'm BC Onilieri.
And I'm Karen Scullen. Today's decision ends 50 years of federal abortion rights. It does not outlaw abortion, but leaves it up to the states now.
In the 6-3 decision, the court overturned Roe and the 1992 Planned Parenthood versus Casey, which upheld the constitutional right to an abortion. The conservative majority said the Constitution makes no reference to abortion and that it is not a protected right.
Across the country, reaction continues pouring in from the Twin Cities to the nation's capital. You're seeing a live look outside the federal courthouse right now in Minneapolis, where abortion rights groups are protesting the decision. Meantime, large crowds have been gathering all day long outside of the Supreme Court building. The decision actually sets up legal fights now in several states, including Wisconsin, and it raises the stakes for this year's fall's election.
Our Theo Keith is live in St. Paul tonight. Theo, abortion remains legal here in the state, but there's a significant impact here as well.
There is, BC, both sides of this abortion debate expect that many more out-of-state women will come to Minnesota seeking abortions here because of the state's constitutional protections. Today, we also saw the two sides mobilizing for November's election.
We have failed a generation in this moment.
Minnesota abortion rights supporters say they are devastated by the Supreme Court's ruling. The decision leaves abortion access up to the states, and the upper Midwest is a patchwork. Around Minnesota, abortions are now illegal in South Dakota. They're soon to be banned in North Dakota, and they could be illegal in Wisconsin because of an 1800s law on the books there. Abortion providers have stopped procedures in those states and are bringing patients to Minnesota and elsewhere where abortion is legal.
We have increased the number of people that we can see in Minnesota, and we've hired a navigator who can specifically work with patients on resources needed in order to travel.
Out-of-state women account for 10% of the abortions performed in Minnesota. Expect that share to go up. That is galvanizing people on both sides of the debate, starting with anti-abortion groups.
We believe that voters do not want to see Minnesota become an abortion mecca, which is what it's on track to have right now.
The conservative Minnesota Family Council says the campaign to make abortion illegal here starts with November's election, when all 201 state legislative seats and the governor are on the ballot. Likewise, abortion rights supporters say they'll deliver an answer to the Supreme Court's ruling in this fall's election.
The answer is November. The answer is people going to vote. Women are supposed to have equal rights, and so that's why there's going to be such a drive to focus on this as people go to vote.
Minnesota's abortion protections stem from a 1995 state Supreme Court ruling. It says that abortion rights are within the state's constitution. Let's go now to Rob Olson, who's in Minneapolis. Rob, there have been protests and rallies on both sides, anti-abortion groups, pro-abortion rights groups, and that's where you are at one of those rallies right now.
Yeah, we are in front of the federal courthouse in Minneapolis. This is the Vigil for Reproductive Freedom that began at 5:30. Hundreds of people now here in attendance at the plaza here at the courthouse, hastily called today in response to this morning's U.S. Supreme Court decision. And this afternoon, that group also released their legislative agenda here, not only to protect against further restrictions in Minnesota, but really to advance loosening the restrictions that are currently in place with Minnesota abortion law. Here now is the campaign director for Unrestrict Minnesota.
And we will continue to engage folks and educate them about, what does abortion access look like? A lot of folks are really grateful to be in Minnesota today where abortion is still legal, but we know that we need to increase access for everybody. And so we will be helping people to hold public officials accountable to ensure that we are passing the agenda that we rolled out this morning to expand access to abortion and make sure that we're not moving in a direction that would go against that.
Yeah, among those restrictions they'd like to see loosened is ending the mandatory counseling and 24-hour waiting period and limiting the pool of abortion providers in Minnesota, et cetera. So again, their agenda here is to continue to work to make abortion access greater in Minnesota, and certainly to protect against any attempts to further restrict. They say this fall's elections, obviously, a lot of eyes on that in terms of the landscape now, the political landscape, that the end of Roe v. Wade has sort of changed that landscape. Across the border in Wisconsin today, meantime, the end of abortion rights in that state came immediately. There was a law already on the books from 1849 banning abortion except in the case of the mother's health. That was suspended while Roe v. Wade was in effect for the past 49 years. That law immediately went back into effect, and Planned Parenthood Wisconsin said they in fact had to tell patients waiting in their offices that they could no longer serve them. So a lot of changes to the landscape immediately, and here in Minnesota, a lot of reaction to continue to work on that landscape, in this case to protect those rights. Live in Minneapolis, Rob Olson, Fox 9.